Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my 30 days eating animal-based and what I have learned. So let's get into it. Before we start, I want to say please like and subscribe if you do enjoy my content and want to see more of it. It really does help me out and I appreciate it. So this is my update eating 30 days on animal-based. The very first thing I noticed when we started animal-based diet is how hard it was for me to quit sauces. That was a challenge. It was really, really hard for me. I'm a sauce queen. I love ketchup, ranch, barbecue, you name it. I love it. It's my favorite, and I had to completely cold turkey. The only thing that I did not cold turkey in the very beginning of this diet was my coffee. I just adjusted it. So instead of drinking a pot of coffee, I'm down to 1 cup of coffee a day, and I make it in my little individual French press, so I'm not tempted to drink more than just 1 cup of coffee. So that was one modification that I did do, but I still drink coffee. Even to this day, I drink 1 cup of coffee a day. That's my rule that I'm breaking. Other than that, we went cold turkey pretty much off of everything. Only ate the seasonings that were allowed in animal-based. I've been told that there's 3 different levels to carnivore eating. There's the lion diet, which is beef, salt, water, and lamb. And then there's carnivore seasoned, which is all the different meats. You have beef, pork, chicken, shrimp, whatever, and then with some seasonings in it. And that apparently is still controversial. And then there's animal-based, which is what I decided to do, which my husband was the one who brought it to my attention. And that is all of the things above, plus some fruits and vegetables. So the vegetables are technically fruits. It's zucchinis, like your squash family. So green zucchini, yellow zucchini, acorn squash, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, and then we eat mostly pork, chicken, beef. We don't eat a lot of seafood, mostly because of me. I don't like seafood. I tried shrimp not too long ago and I hated it. So the only fish that I actually can tolerate is ahi or mahi. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And tuna and tilapia. So we pretty much just stay away from fish in general. But in the beginning, when we first started, it was really hard to figure out meals because I'm such a 3-component meal person. You have your starch of some sort, your protein, and your vegetable. And that was really tricky for me to kind of get out of that mindset and shift to this new way of eating. So I started, introducing like different types of zucchini, and for dessert, we'd have acorn squash and, that sort of thing. The other challenging part of this for me was basically detoxing off sugar. The only sugar that we have eaten is raw honey. And that's okay. Well, I should say, and fruit. We had fruit and raw honey. Those are the only sugars that we've eaten, and that's okay. I actually feel much better now, but in the first 4 days, I'd say, of eating animal-based, I was super, super tired. I felt really, really nauseous. I was detoxing. I mean, you're detoxing your body off of eating a way that you've eaten for a long time, so it's kind of going to be a shock to your body in general. So that was really hard. And then no sauces. That was also really hard for me. And figuring out what I was going to eat was also kind of a challenge in the beginning. So what my husband and I did is we went to Costco and Winco and stocked up on a bunch of different types of meat. And we just started slowly working through our freezer and figured out what we prefer and what's easiest for our family. So every week I make something in the crock pot, whether it's corned beef or a pot roast. There's a couple other, varieties of pot roast that I did. I don't even know if you'd call it a pot roast. Anyway, So we eat that once a week, and then we cook up a bunch of hamburger patties. I make a bunch of different taco bowls that are individually wrapped in the freezer so we can grab it for lunch. And we eat a lot of chicken. And as of lately, we've been eating a lot of Parmesan crusted pork. That is a new favorite of mine. In the very, very beginning, because I couldn't really have sauces, I figured out that I could have a tzatziki sauce because technically it had all the things that we are allowed to eat. And so I made a Greek-style chicken, which if you watched any of my shorts in the beginning, I ate that probably 4 times a week or more because it was easy. I loved it. And then I got burned out on it. And then I went to taco bowls and I still actually eat taco bowls at least 3 to 4 times a week, mostly out of convenience. Not really because it's my favorite, just because it's convenient. But finding something that we could eat that we enjoyed was a little tricky in the very, very beginning because for the first 2 weeks we were super, super strict. We didn't have any seasonings except for, fresh herbs that we were allowed to have and salt. And then I said, look, we got to do something here. I have to have some more flavor. And so we started doing a little bit of seasonings here and there. I read all the labels of our seasonings now. And if it contains cornstarch or any kind of like flour, we don't use it. The only exception to that right now is our taco seasoning and I think just the taco seasoning because I have a huge container of it and I don't want to throw it away. And we don't use a lot of it and it's not like I'm eating it every day. And neither of us have realized a difference in our weight fluctuation because of those seasonings. So I think we're going to stick to that. And then the only other thing is my coffee. My husband even quit coffee. Bravo to him. I can't do that. So I do only drink half and half black coffee and then a little bit of raw honey in my coffee these days. I don't drink it any other way. It's the way I like it. Even when I traveled this last weekend, I took my honey with me and my sister has half and half. So I made my coffee at her house. But since starting this diet, we have gone on a couple cheats. This is technically a little over a month now. We're at like a month and 2 weeks of me 3 weeks of me recording this video. So we've gone through a couple cheat meals. And what I've learned about myself is that I really don't think that gluten is for me. I noticed on my husband's birthday, and that was 25 days into eating this way, or 24 days, into eating this way. We went out for his birthday. We had a big birthday celebration for him. We had like the world's smallest piece of cheesecake. I'm not even kidding. If you saw my short, it was tiny. It was 2 bites. And we had hot wings, and we had, what else do we have? Oh, we had some alcohol. And we went out with our friends and I got a turkey club sandwich and I could only eat half of it. And the next day I felt awful. I felt absolutely awful. I was so sick, not because of drinking, because we only had a couple of drinks, but because of my food. And it was miserable. I felt bloated and really, really sick, and I was inflamed. My hands hurt, everything hurt. And so fortunately my parents were here, so we went to Costco and did our grocery shopping while they were here watching the kids. And we were talking about how crazy it is that both of us had kind of this reaction of like our gut was on fire and like just not feeling good. And it made me want to do this diet even more. So we jumped right back into it. We started working out that following week. We went and lifted weights 3 times here at the gym at our house. And we noticed that we just have more energy. So fast forward to a few weeks past that, and we did another cheat on Super Bowl. And what we did was we made chicken wings, and the seasoning that we used was Primal. And Primal's actually really clean. I prefer it. Just because the ingredients are so clean. So we used that as our like buffalo sauce. And then I made a homemade cheese dip with no Velveeta, all the cheeses that we're allowed to eat. And then we had these grain-free, I don't know the name of it. I'll put a picture here. Siete or I don't know, whatever. We had these grain-free, gluten-free, all the free chips. And the next day I actually wasn't feeling too bad. We didn't drink alcohol, but we did eat outside of our normal diet. And I actually didn't feel as terrible as I thought I would. And then we just went to Portland to visit my sister. And we actually stayed, surprisingly, for the most part, on our diet with the exception of drinking. And we're fine. Like I went up in weight just because I didn't drink any water. I literally have had maybe 80 ounces for the whole weekend, which is not good. And I ate how I normally eat. We even tested out going to McDonald's and we ordered carnivore style. So I had, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name of the hamburger. Whatever, the double whatever, with nothing on it but the cheese and the meat. And it was really good. It was kind of like a treat. So rumor has it, I was told that if you go to McDonald's, they don't use seed oil with their beef. They use either just the renderings for when the beef is being cooked or butter. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But I was really surprised at how good the burger tasted, even with no bun, no sauces, no nothing. And yeah, I just, I don't know how long I'll be doing this diet, but it's working and I enjoy it. And it's really easy for my family. It makes meal prepping so simple. We all get to eat and enjoy the pretty similar, if not the same foods together as a family, which makes dinner time really easy, especially when you have 3 kids. And both of us work full time. So anything that makes it a little bit more simple is just that much more of a driving factor for me to continue this diet. So anyway, that's my spiel, if you will, on animal-based. And if you are thinking about trying animal-based, or you're thinking about trying a new diet, or you're thinking about carnivore, I would say start animal-based and see how you do. And if you do really well, take it up the next notch. Go to carnivore with seasoning. And if you think that you're still not seeing the results that you want, try the lion diet. If I had an autoimmune disorder, or if I had any kind of medications I was wanting to get off of, I would go lion diet. But fortunately, I do not have those issues, and I am able to just kind of hang out in the animal-based zone for a while. We might try carnivore. I don't know. I'm not sure. Who knows? But as of right now, we're just really enjoying animal-based, and I'm going to continue it. So anyway, if you like my content and you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. It's free. Make sure you like this video, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.